Alright, this should be recording. Let's take a look at this graph and see if we can't come up with the equation for it. But it's hard to just jump in and write the equation. You got to break it down and go in steps. So first thing that I notice about this is my max and min values, my range. That this graph is bouncing back and forth. They tell me that it's a sine curve, but I could have known by looking at it that it would be sine or cosine. Here's my minimum value at y equals 2. My maximum value up here at y equals 4. And if you average this, 4 plus 2 is 6, and half of 6 is 3. So I know the center line is right here at y equals 3. And I can see by the symmetry of it that that makes sense. So my center line is y equals 3. Now, my amplitude, my max and min are 1 unit away from this center line, 1 unit up and 1 unit down, so I know the amplitude is 1. Now, for the sine curve, I know that when I'm at my center line here, that it goes up here, and then here, and then comes down, and here's one cycle. So I want to be at my center. If I chose this as a starting point, see I'm going down, and I would need a reflection, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to try to mess with that. I think it'd be smarter for us to use this as a starting point, and then kind of extend this graph and go here, and then say it's going to come up and go there. That would be one choice. Now, if you wanted to, I guess we could start over here and come up with the same idea. But I'm going to do this one that's in red. Alright, so my starting point, I'm going to have it have an x-coordinate of pi over 2 and a y-coordinate of 3, because that's the center line. And I know the sine is starting on the center line. Alright, now, my period. Well, over here it's hard to read. I can see that from negative 3 pi over 2 to pi over 2, that's the length of my period. So if I take this maximum value of pi over 2 and I subtract this negative 3 pi over 2, I'll have this distance. That's 4 pi over 2. So hey, that's 2 pi. Okay. So we've got this basic sine curve that got shifted to the right pi over 2 units. Alright, so let's write that equation then. I think we're ready to go as far as writing this equation. Let's think about it. We know the standard form is a times the sine of bx, and it, I'll put minus here. I don't really care what I'm calling the sines of a, b, and c. I can make it fit. Alright, so my amplitude was 1. Since my period is 2 pi, 2 pi divided by b is the period. If that's 2 pi, that's telling me that b is 1. So I just have the sine of x. Now, a shift to the right of pi over 2 units is not adding pi over 2, it's subtracting pi over 2. Alright. And then if I go up 3 units, that's adding 3. So this should be my equation for this, and I think everything is good. Hey, I hope that helps, and I'll talk to you later.